Greeting Ascension family, my divinity to yours. Welcome to Ascension Star Portal if you are new, and thank you if you are returning. I express my gratitude to you for your trust and faith, your love and light, your understanding and compassion, for the work that I do, and for being part in a very profound way, uniting in your efforts with your heart and higher consciousness during the ascension taking place on the planet. It is your every bit of light that is helping the collective consciousness, and it is your signature, energetic signature, that will leave the mark on the dotted line for generations to come. Nothing you ever do is forgotten or is for nothing. It is all archived in the halls of remembrance for all to take a look at. But it is not with this reason that we do what we do. It is never for recognition. For any work done in light and service with the sacred heart of unconditional love is carried through by the tsunami of energies into the ethers, into the cosmic archives of appreciation and gratitude by all our families of light. For it is never easy to carry out the tasks on this planet in the way that we are and we do easily. There is always a high price. And I thank you for all that you are doing. And I also thank you for sharing these messages with those you love, because it is for certain that when you help not just yourself but others, that you are doing a great deed as a collective. We want this world to be a better place, a brighter place, for our children and grandchildren, and for those incarnations that we will return. Everything you do now will make a difference for when you return. I thank you for the support of the channel. I thank you for your beautiful participation and comments. And as you open your heart now, and your mind and consciousness, I will clear the energies with this beautiful sacred chime. And as you take it in, allow yourself to balance and align, and awaken to the vibrations of healing and love. Thank you. I now call upon our Divine Mother, Father, Creator to grace our energy and presence with your love, your light, your protection, your blessings, to cover me, the channel, the platform, and each and every one listening. Open your hearts to receive this immaculate, supreme energy to allow you to awaken your consciousness and be very united on this journey, on this path, in our quest for divine intervention and divine justice over all the deeds that are dark, that are dangerous, over the people and planet. And I also ask you to cover the one that we are doing the reading on today with light. We may not approve, agree, understand what is going on in its intricacies and details. And it is not necessary for us to know everything, for it interrupts or disrupts our life plan and gets us absorbed in distractions that make no relevance to what we're supposed to do or be. But it is important that on a global or worldly quest for the right, for the righteous, that we only get involved if we wish to do so for a higher or greater good. And it is my personal call to you, and I know I have the full support of the divine in this quest, that you send love and light to everything negative, everything dark. It is only love that is your strongest weapon, your ammunition, to disintegrate, to dismantle, to dismember the tight hold and grip of the dark, to release its claws and clutches from every human being and every part and every corner on and within the planet. Love is your true weapon. And when you act out of love, the light within you that is dormant switches on. And imagine yourself with all these millions and millions little dots of light switching on, dotting you up in these sparkles and flickers that are all merging together in unified consciousness, in unity consciousness, and creating one massive light bulb. That is who you are through our metaphoric eyes. That is who you are through our spiritual eyes. And we ask you now to switch on, to switch up. For when you enter any territory of dark switched on, it will run for its life. It will not stand in front of you to be found out. It cannot handle the strength of light, the power of light, the illumination of light. It fears it. You have been taught many techniques on how to use light. Any one or combination will have a magnanimous, magnificent, momentous effect. I now invite our Divine Spirit to bring in the energy of Queen Elizabeth. And it is with gratitude that we appreciate your presence and messages of guidance over your family that are very still and evident on this planet. We ask you to bring us information, as you have agreed to, on your grandson, Prince William. And I thank you in advance for all that you are helping us with, to understand, to make sense of. Please, I ask you to show us. Straight away I have the Hierophant. What it is you wish to share as an introduction of Prince William's energy. The Queen of Swords. And we have the Page of Cups. You all have summoned divine directive. You have summoned the Lords and Ladies of Light to come in and intervene. And we are. You also have many influences on this planet in authority that are negatively influencing the one I speak of. And these influences are guised by physical garment as dignitaries in a system that no longer serves your world. But the true Lords and Ladies of Light are the one that will be intervening and helping you and the ones that remain as my family. But there is a fine line between what is truth and untruth, and that is what you're seeking. And we ask that you continually pray for truth. There are powers that be with the Queen of Swords that are ruthless, that are brutal, mentally, vocally, verbally, orally, that are bringing misguided information, and we are aware of it. But we ask you to hold your sword of truth for the truth. We also ask you to speak from truth and light. Do not fuel what is taking place. There is a lot of confusion, a lot of staining and attack from all different angles to bring out the truth. We ask you to be an authority of light. And whatever information you are presented with, to use the sword of truth to probe it, to dissect it, to analyze it as forensics of light, to investigate that energy before you agree to it or pass judgment. A lot will be offered going forward. A lot will come out in many different ways. A lot will play out, as we have repeated before, said before, on your emotions, for sympathy, for empathy. And by all means, compassion is important, but ensure that you are expending of yourselves that compassion for truth. For hidden in the depths, below the surface, are great many secrets that will now have light shine on, exposing it. And that is part of your work here. It is part of each and everyone's journey to call for the truth. Show us a little bit more about the energy at this time in its currency. Your grandson, Prince William. We had trying to jump out is this card that keeps showing up. Someone in the shadow, in the dark, sitting and feeding the public with misinformation, trying to bring a balance. Unfortunately, there is nothing on the scale to offer. And all the hands that are begging for this information cannot receive this offering because it is of untruth. The scales are empty. The Five of Wands. It's a constant battle for him. He is going through many wars, internally and externally. There is a fight for survival. There is a fight for renewal. There is a fight that comes through that is beyond his control. It is the fight of dark and light. He is very trapped. He's been misguided and misled. And I know very well how that has planned out. He is no longer in control of any situation. There are far too many weapons pointed at him. He is under great attack. The Four of Swords. As he continues to pray and hope and repent and regret, it is unfortunate the misfortune of the amount of darkness that he is covered by, that he has turned cold. There is barely any emotion. Barely any emotion. And he is very familiar with this particular energy. He's got to lay still and let it be. he is lost. The Ace of Coins and the King of Swords. The energy of authority that utilizes his energy for personal gain and power. To put him into power, but to strip him of who he is. An energy that is so influential, it will give you the promise of paradise, and once that is achieved, will throw you in the dungeons. It is in his destiny to take this institution to its next level. But will he get there? We will have to see. There is very slow progress. It doesn't look very promising. There's an energy of action and ambition, but it will be a long, heavy, and exhausting journey forward. It is not as glittery and as sparkly as you believe it to be, or as it was seeming to be. This is what it should have been. Happiness. Being the center of the children's lives, the center of their joy and happiness. A change is coming. From where I see it, he is not equipped to take on this role. At least not mentally, emotionally. This constant battle that is going on will leave him searching for himself. And the realization may come too late for the happiness that is lost, for the happiness that is sacrificed. But it is unfortunate, it is the way it is. This was meant to be the role, but it looks very bleak. This responsibility is far too much at this time. There's a lot that is in disfavor. So we have to come up with another plan. Can you tell us a little bit more about what this possible plan could be, or guide us as to what will take place? This Six of Coins is following us like a dog on a leash, not leaving our side. Trying to find balance in what is taking place, but not operating or working from the heart center, from a very dark, cloaked, hidden, discreet spot, away from the public, trying to figure things out and how it will be expedited and received. Many different little ABCDEs are played out as plans. If this one does not work, we shall try another and another and another. And how many have already been another? Those that are hungry for this information are also very gullible. Is there anything else that you wish to share from this particular deck to the question? Waiting for another opportunity. Waiting for a little reprieve, a little quiet time when the dust is beginning to settle, and hopefully it will all go away. Thank you. Can you show us or tell us a little bit about his role as the future king? The Queen of Cups, Catherine's energy. She will not be by his side. As you see, she is sitting in the depths of unknown, passing time, in disarray and almost stray. That was meant to be the pearl in the oyster. At his side, the gem, something precious. But he reduced her to that, to nothing. To nothing. And the future, like that for him, looks very bleak. We have the Six of Pentacles again. The Six of Coins is the Six of Pentacles. Is meant to be the perfect balance. She was meant to be the balance in his life, in this system, drinking healthily from each other's cup, sharing from the same vessel, in harmony. Can you show us how he will manage this role? King of Pentacles. There is a goal to climb to that level against all odds and utilize any means to get there. To stand alone, even if he has to, in the very beginning. Tell us more. The Eight of Cups. It may be short-lived, and he may turn away from it all. He may leave it all behind, even before he gets there. There is an energy of, will I or will I not? This is the goal. But a twist in destiny. It may be short-lived. Show us more. Queen of Pentacles. Princess Catherine. She had to leave it behind, too. Together, meant to rule. This is a very big energy and representation of her. Holding it together, keeping it together, helping, being the light. But he decided now to minus himself from that equation and do it alone. Tell us more. King of Wands, the Ace of Swords, and the Knight of Cups. There's a great ambition to succeed. There's a great ambition to get there against all odds. There is an ambition to conquer. There's a fire and drive, a raging furnace to rise, to get to the top. But I feel there are obstacles too. I do see some of them that are holding all the cards, the keys, the information to get there. It's a waiting game. And it also involves the heart of another. The heart of another. Can you see the heart of another? A great amount of passion and intention is being focused on the heart of another. And it is very sad because this heart has been lost for another's heart. Is there anything else that you wish to share? The Four of Cups. It's a waiting game. All the good opportunities have passed you by, have passed him by. He's not paid attention to those. He's not interested. And now a great sadness weighs heavy upon his heart. For he does realize what is going on, what has been done, but very quickly, the ones that hold the key, the ones that hold the strings, are very influential. They make you forget very quickly. They numb you. Is there any final message from this deck? The Hierophant. That is the Hierophant, ending this particular, on the right side, the end card, being the last card on this side, the first card at the beginning. So much information and wisdom is given. So much of request for information from the people. But we continue to look the other way and not provide it. It is so much easier to come out with announcements in the accurate way. But this is constantly delayed and manipulated and prolonging the pain, the suffering, and especially of the children. Thank you. Let us move on. Can you show us, please? What is taking place at the moment? The Nine of Wands. Feeling trapped and bound and restricted, closed off, in hiding, on your knees, worried and stressed, a breakdown taking place. It is a very difficult load to carry, and with each passing day it gets heavier and heavier. And we had the King of Swords, and it is clear that the powers that be dictate, control, manipulate, use and abuse, oppress, suppress, distress. And there is nothing, or very little to nothing, that you can do when you are so in it deep and you know there is no way out but to give in. Show us, what is he going through right now? The Two of Swords. He's blinded. He's between two different polarities of energy, trying to guard himself from the outside, to go into hiding, to remove himself and be far away now, whether it is physically or not, but it is a lot to do with his mental body, his emotional state of being isolated and trying to forget what has happened, to put it aside for a while. But you, the public, are constantly badgering and wanting the truth. You keep sending up to heaven, help us, we want to know. And we are very near to where you are. We are close by, listening, observing, watching, hoping. else? The sun will shine again. The sun is what these children are looking for. The sun and the happiness from them have left. And here we see the littlest one that is needing a lot of light and love and comfort. Though he rides this horse metaphorically, meaning trying to fit in, to blend in, to go about his day, he is not happy. He is not smiling. Everything put around him to distract him is temporary, is unsatisfying, unfulfilling. He is looking for one thing, one person to burst out of the sky back into his life, to bring him that sunshine. And that little boy has a heart, has a soul that is spirited, and that will move on into his consciousness that is constantly questioning for answers, searching and looking. He is not rested. He is not a little boy. In his mind, he's larger than that. Ten of Pentacles. There he is. The life and the joy of that family. The little one, the pet. They had everything going for them. A beautiful family. The home, the wealth, the togetherness. And this is now what is the great regret. A collapse and a breakdown of this is what the children are feeling, is what the world is feeling. That something is not right. That was a completion of what the cycle would have been had it been done from a higher place to bring a balance and harmony with new energy. There's the children. The children have paid a very high price. The children, as distracted and playful as they are forced to be, their cups and their heart are empty. You may fill it with everything, but it will not be fulfilled. The Ten of Swords. That is the darkness in their lives. The sadness, the ending, the betrayal, the loss, thank you. Can you please show us? Six of Swords. I do see him making a transition into a life that is very sad and lonely. This is where his energy is at now. An escapism. Hiding away from everyone. Hiding the truth. From this great battle that didn't go down well. That went the wrong way. Well, a lot of cards have fallen. I cannot pick them up, Spirit says. There's your Chariot showing you how this will all fall down. At a speed, it is coming. It can no longer be held in abeyance for too long. Too much time has gone by, and we cannot waste any more. So whatever is coming will be falling very quickly and hard, and moving at a great speed. That's all the confusion and distraction, trying to find answers outside, trying to make a mess of a big mess already, trying to make a bigger mess of the ones before. Many unfulfilled promises. Were you not promised something over this Easter? Has that come to fruition? No. So that is what we are saying. Free will can change and alter at any time. We can tell you something now that is projected, that we see. But come closer to the time, that can very quickly change. And it is not that we have said one thing and something else has taken place. That is the free will. And I will give you an example. You may decide now to go to the shops. And that's what you've decided when you woke up. That today I will get to the shops and go and get all my supplies. And then 3 hours later, a massive storm comes around and you decide, I will cancel that trip today and I shall go tomorrow, weather permitting. So do you understand that there will be powers that will make you powerless at times, There will be things that will be beyond your control, and you also have free will to either test fate and go through that storm, or listen to your intuition and do it at a later time. There are many things planned, but at the same time, all of them cannot be executed. This is one of them. A great love. And this is very paradoxical, because it was a great love that no longer exists, and it is for a great love that wants to exist. And many of you understand what I speak of. For the one great love has been put to rest. There it is, the double Four of Swords. But this is a supporting energy, as a reminder of the one put to sleep. Queen of Cups. Two roads ahead, two paths. Which one will be taken? And that is what we have to wait to see. What choice will be made? What decision will be made? For even I cannot tell you. For you will hold me to this, well, at least not me, but the one I speak through. There is only one right path that can be taken. But will it be? And that path seems to involve this type of energy. Well, at least it's right for the one that is seeking it. It is that energy that seeks to be the Empress, the one holding the key, the circle of life, the power and control. That is the goal. The kingdom, the wealth, Is there any more light that you can shed on this situation? The Hierophant, again. Information is given, but free will play out. A lot of information is coming through from many sources. But will he take or choose the right one? The bottom is the Queen of Swords again, speaking of truth. But very soon a decision will have to be made, or action will have to be taken. The Eight of Wands. Quick, fast, as well as things are being done in haste. A lot of things have been done in haste to pacify, but it has been a waste. It has caused distaste amongst the people. So look out for many things that will come in 8 hours, 8 days, on the 8th, 8 attempts. Something is happening very quickly. Is there anything else you wish to share? It will have something to do with the one in question. The one that was by his side, a shadow aspect, and the possible one that will be introduced. There are news about both these energies. Yes. There is action to move forward with something regarding a female in power. Before I change this deck to the last one, is there anything else that you wish to share? Six of Cups. It will have a great effect on children. It will have and cause a lot of tension. Perhaps it is being used as an energy of keeping it together, or finding someone to care for them. Can you show us a little bit more on this so we can understand what it is? The Temperance. Trying to find a balance between what has happened and what is happening, but there are many delays. There is a waiting. The children are not ready, but we're trying to ready them up. This is in reverse, the High Priestess. This is about knowledge, using your intuition to work for a higher and greater good, but clearly it's not being used in this way. It is a distraction and more confusion, and possibly to school them away from home. The Knight of Swords had also come out as a supporting card. This is being considered and part of the next set of action. The topic of the children and their schooling. Alright, I know I've pushed you far from this deck for information. Anything else? Seven of Swords, deception. Taking what is not yours. Taking everything. There's a lot of deception in what is going on. For taking credit where there is discredit. For wanting power where you should be powerless or stripped of it. For running away and hiding what has been taken. but there are still trails that will be left behind. There will still be an ongoing questioning of what it is. The population will continue to fan the flames and try to keep this alive for as long as it can be. For truth, for light, for illumination. Thank you. And as I ask in the final deck, please to show us what are the controlling factors and how deep this darkness goes. 2 cards. We have the Lovers, Separ, luring woman and woman being lured, temptation and lust, a new lineage, a new bloodline and strengthening of it, recreation and procreation, and also stripping one of fertility. Fine. This is about strength. Builds towers or destroys stone walls and causes rough waters, finds witches. A lot of dark, dungeness, negativity that will rise you to the highest at all cost and can very quickly topple your world and bring you to your knees. No darkness does anything for your favor. It is always for their favor, for its favor. It will use you and abuse you, put you in power and strip you of it. And I know very well of what that is. Ammon, the 2 of Pentacles. Trying to find balance in any friendship that might still be willing to support, for there are more enemies being made in the world right now. There are more energies going against, trying to find balance to what has happened and project that particular balance into the world. It is unfortunately falling apart. For what is done in the past remains. What is done in the future is yet to come. It is preordained in many instances, but it is still to be experienced. And what you do in the present is your blueprint, your thumbprint. What else? What is he involved in? Phoenix, the Queen of Cups. Teaches all sciences, performs wonderful poetry, follows all requests with excellence. Being persuaded by a woman or a feminine energy with all these beautiful musical notes that are triggering a state of hypnosis, fooling, and that is what the dark does. It brings you into a hypnotic buoyancy, using your emotions as fuel to ruin your mind, attiring you professionally and perfectly to undergo any duty. So that is how he might present himself. In control, in power, Three of Swords, Rome. Steals treasures from kings and destroys cities and the dignities of men, tells of things past, present and future, causes love between friends and foes. The dagger that can rip your heart, give you love and take it away. The dagger that can give you life, to hold it as a sword of truth and then use it to pierce your heart and stop its beat. This is the amount of pain that the underworld causes, and that is also the pain that he is dealing with without even realizing that it exists, that it is real. And this is also the pain of his 3 children. Is there anything else before we close? Andras, the Chariot. Sower of discord, slayer of men. As there always is a beginning, there will always be an ending. That is the movement or motion of life. Whether you're in a company, in a home, wherever you are, you're constantly moving to bring about a beginning, an ending, a beginning, an ending, and so on. In this particular life will come death. Whether it is natural or not, it is inevitable if it is preordained by light or dark, pre-planned or premeditated. One will be put in and taken out. One will be constructed, instructed, and destructed. There's a great fear that takes place which you are not aware of. It is not always easy to sit in that position or be in that position, for the glory of it is far from it. And I speak from my personal experience. And I am not asking for leniency on the situation. I am asking you to understand the truth. For I have always been the one in control of control. But I tell you, I was very controlled. I was like this moving mannequin, prancing around, gracing the public, making an appearance or an announcement. But very little was of me and from me. It's as if I had to be told if I could breathe and how many breaths to take, how to sit, how to stand, how to walk, how to eat, what to do. Every moment of my life, my public life, was dictated, instructed, ordered. I had very little say. I did whatever I was asked to do. And likewise, he too, and others, are very much in that equation. Cannot be who they truly are. It is a body that is kept strong and perfect for public, but controlled by something else. And it is just not one, it is many that form this pyramid of dark regime, this pinnacle. There are far too many steps up the ladder to find out who is at the top. Even I did not know who was right at the top. So I ask you to understand the position and situation, and I am not saying the wrongs are right. I am letting you understand that not everything is as it seems. There have been conflict and arguments and personal issues that I do not deny. But when one is not of the self in its entirety, its divinity, and operates or works or is instructed by a force, a source that is not loving, compassionate, kind, and light, then one will do the opposite of it. And this is why I say it is deeply saddening and heartbreaking for me to watch what is playing out, what is taking place. For even I cannot reach out the way I'd like to. So each one of you here can pray, can send love and light for the truth. For one must bear the consequences of one's actions, and that is the law, divine law. I thank you. I take my leave. Thank you, Divine Creator. Thank you, Queen Elizabeth. I thank you for listening. I thank you for understanding. however that resonates. Remember, I am just the messenger. I cannot answer all your questions that you ask in the details that you are, because I myself might give you the incorrect information if I try to think up something, because free will has to play out. But for all the comments that I have given some type of answer to, it was from a higher place. But I do ask you to be understanding that I myself cannot answer every question. It is like you. If I came to you now and asked you to tell me what would happen in 6 months' time, it would be hard for you to tell me in its accuracy, not so. Because you can change your mind tomorrow and the week after and 2 months thereafter, and when that day comes, the entire story is something different. We are bringing you information in currency, because one moment and one day at a time, you yourselves know that you were promised, or it was announced, that an appearance, for example, will be made by Easter, and this was done months beforehand. Did that take place? No, it didn't. A new story had come up. Whether it's true or not, I want you to understand how free will plays out. And that's what can happen. Today we are reading the energy as it sits. A lot of truth is being mentioned in many different ways through the expressions of the cards. And it will be very complex to understand for some how this all works together. But it does. Whether it's dark, whether it's light, whether it's truth or untruth, it is having a cause and an effect. And right now, there's a bit of a quiet, because that is what was requested. But it is not quiet. There is a lot taking place behind the scenes. And we can only react or act when an announcement is being made. So everything going forward pens an announcement from the palace. And we can act accordingly or discern. But it doesn't stop us from also being in action while it is quiet. And your action should be for light, for love, and divine intervention and divine justice. The Queen shall speak on Harry, Prince Harry, next, in our next reading. I may only bring that energy in a day's time, giving her a break, time to recollect her energy. It is a lot to take on and take in at once. But I will quickly put up this reading shortly after Princess Catherine's, and then perhaps bring you some other divine information and bring through Harry's energy. And I thank you, I love you, I bless you. Until next.